Hello everyone, and welcome to Analogue, a hate story. We've got an incoming message. Hey, guess what? I've got a job that you're going to love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit, I promise. One of those old pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s. The Mungungwa. However the hell you pronounce that, just popped up on my radar. It disappeared and it's apparently some big unsolved mystery. Never made it to its destination, I guess. Just drifting lifelessly in orbit around Antares B. I don't know if I said that right, by the way. I'll send you the exact coordinates. It's pretty hard to get a visual on, probably why no one's found it before. The sponsor for this one's a historical society from the outer colonies. Here's what the objective card says. Download any log files you can, especially any that can explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI. Mute for assistance. It's a good, easy gig, and I want you to take this one. It should be asocial enough for you. I don't want to hear any complaints. Dispatch control out. So. Analogue hate story. Let's start a new game. So. You gotta go there. It's the property of the Korea Space Probe Agency. Access by individuals not affiliated with the UK SPA or successor organisation is a felony. Kim Hyung-ai, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that, a lot of days ago. AI personality currently disabled. Download disable AI. Enable AI. Help SU quit. So I think we want to enable AI. Select new AI personality. So I guess it would be Kyungsam. Whatever. We'll just go with download. Download. Please use SU first. Okay, so SU provides administrator access. Requires password to use. Help. Oh, gee, thanks. Disable AI. Enable AI. Oh, was I like adding a G? Wait. Your personality is now activated. You may now close this terminal with quit. Okay. Help. Oh. Download. Admin access required. SU. Right, you know what? I'm gonna quit. See if that starts the storyline up. It does. Hello? Oh my word, an external connection? Is someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone. Oh geez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hyung-ai. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. The star is, of course, silent. It just represents that I am an AI. I see. I control all the log-keeping systems on the or at least what's left of them. Please, just excuse me for 1 second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Blah. Geez, my apologies. Hold on. Sorry, to be as expected. Who's now sat on my folder, thank you, was trying to make holes in the tent that my mum is going to be taking away this weekend. So hopefully she didn't do any damage with her happy claws. Isn't that right? Anyway, I don't know why, but what you typed just looks like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems. Arr. Sorry, somehow your input is getting mangled between the terminal and me. I'm so terribly sorry. Let me just try something. Can you understand this? Alright. Very well. We have that at least. I'm afraid I can't get text input fixed, but that'll have to suffice. Terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, as the archive system AI, I'll do my best to try and give you navigate all these records anyway. Unfortunately, it might be a little bit difficult since, well, without language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though, it's my duty to provide assistance with archive functions. I'll do my best. Right, let me see. I'll try and provide you with sampling of logs to start out with, and you can just show me things that you want more information on. I hope that's acceptable to you. That's all I can do. Well, that's all I suppose. Pardon me, let me just build you an interface to work with, so you don't have to struggle with the terminal. Very well, it's all set. And I suppose it's a little bit awkward, but can I just say one more thing before you get to work? Oh, of course you can. I'm just very happy to be working with you. I've had no one to talk to you for such a long time. I got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is just really, really amazing. I thought maybe I would never again. Sorry about the communication barrier, but even still. Ah geez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's your interface. I hope it's good enough. I see. Speak with her again. If you look in your interface, once you open a document, you can click on the little button of me to show me whatever it is. So which subject do you wish to know more about? Let's start with block 4. Really? What? Oh, I just click on them. Okay, a pack of idiots. When our family falls into decline, I just want to be perfectly clear why. It's because Daehyun's sons are the biggest collection of idiots on the entire ship. Father says these sorts of words shouldn't get written down, calling them unfilial, but I'm skeptical. I intend no disrespect to my noble ancestors, but my dead uncle is no ancestor of mine, and his family deserves no respect. This has been in motion for years now. It was an inevitability, even then, that any sons of Daehyun would turn out the way they did. But up till now, to anyone outside the family, it's been well hidden. Only now is it starting to fall apart in a way that no amount of good politics can disguise. The turning point was this year. At the time I write this, I'm returning from Sang-young's funeral. In that family there were 3 brothers, Sang-young the drunk, Sang-kyu the dim-witted brute, and Sang-min, by the way I apologise if I'm slaughtering these names, who, despite being the eldest, seems to have more interested in cavorting with courtesans than creating an heir. Noticeably absent from the morning proceedings was Sang-kyu. What was he doing? I do not know. Knowing him, I can only guess. The affair was made even more laughable by Sang-min and his widowed mother's insistence that Sang-young had died of natural causes. Apparently they'd even found a doctor willing to put such nonsense on the official record. An unmarried noble managing to drink his way into the grave at only 30 years of age would have been embarrassing enough. To brazenly try and hide the obvious, however, that will mark the beginning of the Smiths' family fall. Okay, so leave. Return. Let's have a look at block 6. Dear Smith. Oh, mute. Huh. Smith Kyungsam. I do not know why you insist on putting all this in writing when we could just have a perfectly good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it. Whatever you want. You're the man. I just think it's a little weird. I don't really get it. Anyway, as to your question, you're spot on about the pale bride being the focus of attention in the royal family. Not for the reasons you wanted, though. I don't know where you heard these rumours, but they are so not true. That girl a troublemaker? No way. I don't see it. Like, it's not even convincing as a rumour. That girl is the most polite, most obedient person I've ever seen in my entire life. The idea of her fighting with her husband is completely unimaginable. In over a month, I've never so much as heard her raise her voice in disagreement. She's quiet, courteous, and does everything she's told without even the slightest hesitation. I'm sorry, but there is just no way you could possibly exploit any drama here. This is as undramatic a situation as it gets, especially not compared to what the situation with your cousin and that courtesan Don't get me wrong. She bugs the hell out of me. The girl is just too perfect. She's young, she's beautiful, she's demure to the point where I don't even think she's got a personality of her own. But she also gets along perfectly with the Queen. Of course, she commands all the attention of the Emperor. Like, can you blame him? Sorry, there's no way he's ever going to be anything but extremely grateful to the Kim family for giving her over. Okay, so there is Delicious Mama. Ah, see, no, it's the same thing. It's just posted by the same person. Right. I see. So that's who wrote it. Okay. And then what about press enter to search? Urgh. The new heir. When he died this year, my father was an absolute nobody. I don't say this to disrespect his honour. It's the complete opposite. He knew it. And that was far worse a fate than he ever deserved. It wasn't until I was maybe 16 that I even realised we were supposed to be from a noble family. Certainly we never had much of means. Father was a minor official to the interior decks, and spent his last days dealing with minor peasant disputes. Of all things, peasant disputes. With the poverty we lived in, no wonder it never really sank in that we were of noble blood. Not until I met the main family for the first time. They were proud, despite the fact that I now realise that they too were suffering from our lack of royal favour. But I could tell the difference. They hadn't given up. Their son was still alive at the time, and even though he was a child half my age, I couldn't believe his confidence. It put us to shame. Absolutely put us to shame. But their son died later that year, and my father died just a few months ago. I didn't know what we were going to do, but my mother managed to convince sister's husband. Mother managed to convince sister's husband to adopt me into the main Kim family. I don't think it took much. So now I'm heir, just like that. Kim Young-soo's adopted son. Now that, not that I had the time or position to be proud, but having spoken sincerely with my new father, I think we're on the same page. I'm going to study furiously and I'm going to become a scholar official. What I didn't tell him was my ambition. I won't settle for any peasant jobs. I'll be better than that. I'm not going to stop until I manage to fulfill my father's dream. A high magistrate. I won't settle. I will not settle. I think young Suze expects me to disappoint him, but I damn well will not. If I'm heir to the Kim family, I'm not going to let him down. He wants prosperity? I'll give it to him. More importantly, I'm never going to let down any other Kim son feel like his family doesn't want the recognition it deserves. Doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Ugh. Never again. I swear on my ancestors. Never again. Go on. Wait. How have I missed this the entire time? Well, I suppose he can give you more about young Suk. I don't know. I don't think you'll really find very interesting, but here you can see for yourself. He died was an absolute... okay. Well, did I miss anything? Oh. I'm going to go back to, instead of skipping that far ahead, I'm going to go back to this one and see. Let's just have a little remembrance of what this is about. The funeral being silly. His background: two major noble families on the the Kims were the big one, as I'm sure you can see. The Smiths were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you much more about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year even. I can give you a little bit more about them for reference, so you can see the Kim men in their big family. So this is a little bit like her story. I mean, I think this was released before them, but instead of videos, it's text. The Smiths didn't really matter very much in the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never got to meet any of them. I'm just going off what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean. So this makes sense. There's probably a war between those two. Right. So. Ooh, Contempt by Oso Jin. Despite having hardly shown their faces the entire time I've lived in the Smith house, the second branch of the family has taken it upon themselves to visit again, a week after we were forced to endure their smug eye-rolling at the funeral. Of course, it'd be impolite to send them all away at the door, no matter how poor taste their timing was, so what other choice did we have but to let them in? Husband wanted to have nothing more to do with them, being distracted by Yang Mi, and mother-in-law had been hiding in her room, leaving it to me to entertain them. Of course, as soon as I'd sent their son to go see our daughter, cousin-in-law Kyungsam made it quite clear that he was not that sort of visit. His wife just sat there silent while he ripped into me. I couldn't write down all his words. It was simply one line of abuse after another. Apparently, we were to be blamed for Sankyu leaving before they showed up, for wearing the wrong mourning garb, for my husband's shocked reaction at his brother's death. In fact, we were to be blamed for his death itself. All he kept shouting about was how embarrassing it was for the family that a noble man of the Smith house had been allowed to drink himself to death. As if the real tragedy was that I had looked bad. I might not have felt bad about Sangjun dying, but the rest of the family did. To hear words making light of their loss was appalling. Yet he kept going, shouting awful thing after awful thing, until finally the most unexpected thing happened. Mother-in-law entered the room. "What is going on here?" she asked. He stood up. "I was just passing on a message about son's wife and his disgraceful conduct since he won't show his face himself." Then he added, "I'm too embarrassed to be a Smith right now. Do you think people don't know about our family shame? Do you have any idea how much of a fool I look like?" I never saw a more terrifying expression in someone's face. She just glared at him. Finally she said, "Yes, but you clearly do not know. You would have lowered your voice." It took him a moment for that to register. Then he was just shocked, but his mother-in-law wasn't done. "Please leave. Now." They stared at each other for a good while. Mother-in-law naturally won, and with a scowl, Kyungsam and his family departed. When they had left, I turned to her. "Thank you," I said, but she just shook her head in disgust and exited her own room without another word. That's sad. Sorry, I didn't really think there's anything else you'd find relevant. Oh, but I like her. Okay. So, Oh Sojin was married to the drunk guy from the Smith family. And her mother-in-law is like, "Oh, you're so weak." So I guess be an example. I've given up on any attempt at convincing the main branch of the family to get their act together. It's clearly speaking reason to any of that pack of idiots is just a fool's errand. Now I can only hope that their self-destruction is quick, such that when it's my son's turn to pick up the pieces of the Smith's name and reputation, he'll be able to do it as soon as possible. He seems Ooh, you can scroll. He seems far less worried about it than I am. Of course, he is only a child, but the boy is mature for his years, and perhaps there is wisdom in his calmness. All we have to do is be better than them, right? He asked me while I was in a rage and handling the funeral. Isn't that what gentlemen do? Lead by example? He is right, of course. As a noble family, we're supposed to be an example to the middle class and the commoners and the slaves. Perhaps so too must we serve as an example to the families of the High Magistrate and his brother. Perhaps things will not be so doomed for my son after all. It'll be hard for him, of course, if the main branch of the family continues on this path of decay, but if any boy will grow up to be able to put things right, I believe it is him. And let's see if there's anything else for that. So, there's nothing else. Right, so I'm done with block 1. Block 1, I don't think it's block 1. Block 4? Oh, no, there's one more here. Here comes the fall. At least nobody's going to say I didn't see this coming. Now that Sangmin has gotten sacked... News that Sangmin has gotten sacked just came in, which is definitely the death of any respectability in this family. Temporary leave it's been described as, but it's obviously a political move on the part of the Emperor. I think I've got a pretty good idea what he's playing at too. He's hoping that making a move against Sangmin will push him over the edge and make him do something indefensibly stupid, and use that as an excuse to shuffle him off for good. It's a good plan. It'll work. Meanwhile, the Kim family seems to be up on the rise, getting ready to fill the gaps left by our collapse. Now, it's all up to my son. If he's not able to rebuild after this, then the whole family is doomed to permanent decline. Everything rides on him. So, the Smith family was quite high up, and the Kim family was quite low down. But the Smith family seems to be disgracing themselves and collapsing, whereas the Kim family seems to be doing their best to build it up. And all the least powerful Smith members are like, "Oh no, we want to build it up." So they're going to be resentful of them, and they're going to be like, "Yeah, we need to beat them." Yeah, let's see if there's anything else connected. No? Okay. Well. Go on, go back. Well, that's all of block 4, and I think that is all we have time for now. So let me know if you are enjoying this, and I will see you another time. Bye bye.